Oh my god, you reminded me. There's this Uber driver, this Lyft driver that I had like last week, and he was he was a funny guy. I would never hang out with this dude, but he was trying to hit on all the college chicks that he was driving past when he dropped me off. And I guess I'll describe this now. So I was at my mom's house. I got the groceries ordered to my mom's house. I brought a suitcase so I could put it in all the groceries in the suitcase and bring it back to my apartment. So I don't have a car, right? I get a
Mhm.
lift and I have this gigantic suitcase full of groceries. He doesn't know that yet. I put it in the back, and I'm tired. I'm haggard. I don't particularly smell good. I'm on my piece of shit mode right now. I'm wearing like haven't been washed in a week, basketball shorts, same deal with the socks and everything. I'm
Oh my God, Mark, what are you doing?
I was just trying to I didn't I don't have I'm sorry. I'm just saying I'm sorry. I know I was doing the wrong thing. I woke up late. I had to get the groceries at a certain time, so I had to leave for taking a shower or anything. I was on my piece of shit stuff, and I had to. It was just bad luck. All right. So I got I got into the thing, and the guy was like, what's up, or whatever. And we're talking. He has like one of those TVs inside of his car, and it was like playing the menu for like the second 300 movie, which I find odd because 300 was it was an event, like it happened. Like you described the event, the 300 Spartans. They had a hard fight against the Persians, but they got fucked. They all died. How can you have a sequel to that? You can't have it again because it happened. It's a historical event. But anyways, so here we go. We keep driving, and I noticed when we started past the Suno campus, he's looking at the women there, and he was like, "These girls around here, not looking too nice." We said it in a different way. But these girls not looking too nice. But she working that ass though. She putting it back and forth though. But I wouldn't deal with any of these women out here. They got it's a rough out here. And I'm like, yeah, 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 dude, totally.
You're just like, yep.
And we kept walking. He said, I don't know what he kept talking about, but basically, oh yeah, we got to like a stop. We got to a red light, and the guy behind us was like being very aggressive, like getting right on his bumper, like he wanted him to go. And he was like, "What is asshole? Expecting me? It's a red light. Watch this dude. I'm gonna drive real slow." Now he want to act like a bitch. So he's basically like trolling the dude by driving really slow in the middle of the street. Uh, and he said, then the guy, since the guy right next to us was not driving too fast, the guy was basically trapped. So he's just trolling this guy for like a solid block and a half. He was not too happy. But so we turn into the UNO campus. Then he sees all these UNO girls, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna start honking the horn. I'm gonna start whistling at him and stuff." And I'm like, Jesus Christ. He said, "I'm about to start bird calling." I'm like, dude, you're like 10 to 15 years older than these girls. Like, what do you?
Oh.
But he was like, he saw the first girl in the car, and he said, there's nothing like these loser chicks in these colleges, man. These are a bunch of loser girls, but some looking all right. And the first girl we see, he honked his horn at her, and he was like, you know what? She giving me butch vibes, and you know what? The dykes, they're one of the worst things that happen to humanity. And I'm like, like Dykes are like it's such a sad story. And I was like, tragedy, tragic. And he was like, yup, like the fall of Rome. And he went like, I don't understand it because they get with another dyke ass bitch and they put on their Mattel dick, they 12-inch Mattel dick, and they fucking they bitch with the 12-incher. Why can't you get the real thing? I mean, I can't give you 12 inches, but I'm just the real thing. And and I'm like, he's making this is not this would not be acceptable to say in a public forum, but I kind of agreed with him. But anyways, I found it funny. He said Mattel dick, like he's fucking him with a Lego penis. uh, but he kept honking at girls. The girls didn't notice that they were honking at them because it's like a traffic, the place a lot of traffic, so this person be honking at anyone. He was whistling at people, and right when we got, he saw this nice looking black girl, and she was like, he was like, ooh, yeah. He started turning up the music, as if having very loud music and playing the bass real loud would impress a woman in 2020. Like that's not a, it's just not a thing.
Oh man.
And I'm like, and then people did start looking at us. They're like looking at like, who's this asshole doing this? So I just hope that no one noticed, saw me in the car or anything, because I don't want to have.
No one recognized you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Mark from my English class.
Yeah.
Then the other guy's like, like we. And you're just looking at it. You're just like making the sign, making the sign of shit back, like no.
But oh yeah, he also told me that, man, I couldn't. I'm happy I didn't go to college, because if I was here, damn, I'd be a sexual deviant. And he was like, yeah, I didn't go to college because I went to the military. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, but damn, you got to get over here. And I'm like, I guess I do, but like right now, I look like a loser. Like I'm not. It's not like I could have sex with all these women. I could probably after a year maybe have sex with 3 of them. Like it's not like we could switch places. Honestly, I would be a Lyft driver with a shitty job, and you could just, because that's what I'm gonna end up anyway. Let's be realistic now. And you could come here and just have sex with all these women, because you seem pretty aggressive. You know, you could probably do it. But then he drops me off, and I was thinking of a story. Why did I have such a heavy suitcase, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, okay, I'm gonna tell him a lie, because now he seems like a pretty, like sexually, a pretty sexual guy, a pretty aggressive guy, sexually actualized, if that's a term. You get what I'm saying? So he pops the trunk, and I'm trying to get out the car, and he gets my suitcase first, and he's like, "Damn, you got a gun in here?" And so I didn't know you could have guns on campus.
And the whole part where you say yes, you know what it's for.
And I was like, in the story I wanted to make up was like, yeah, you know, I had to get it's my groceries. I had to get the groceries sent to my girlfriend's house, you know, and I just came from there. And yeah, I'm just coming back, bringing them back to the crib or whatever. And it was like, you know, that would be, he would say, you know, oh, all right, you're doing a little thing or whatever. You know, I wouldn't be, you know, it wouldn't be as sad as the real answer that I gave. It was like, yeah, I don't have a car, so I have to send my groceries to my mom's house, and I brought the groceries to my mom's house in the suitcase back here. And it was like, all right. And like, okay, cool, you got it, I'll figure it out. And it's like that answer, that response was not congruent with all the other stuff, because I think it would be, I guess,
like making fun of you, like joking on you.
not making fun of me, but like in his head, he probably would think I'm like, I guess that's a pretty loose thing to do. Even though, you know, I'm taking care of myself, I'm using the resources I can to get what I want. You know, I think it's a pretty smart move on my behalf to use a suitcase to go back and forth instead of, you know, since I don't have a car or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I wanted to give a cool answer. Yeah, I was just banging my bitch. I got the groceries there. I'm just coming back. You know, ain't nothing to me. I got my side hole here anyway.
Yeah, so I met up with this girl at Walmart so I could blow her back out. You know, I was just heading home, you know. So decided I grabbed some groceries while I was over there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in my room. And that's just a story. I think I tipped him $2 or $3, and I said, like usually when we get a Lyft, they would say 5 stars and say friendly conversation, clean car, good driving, or whatever. I put all 4 positive things and give him the highest rating, because that guy is certainly a character. It was certainly interesting to ride with him. If that was my sister in there, I don't know what would happen.
Why is that?
I don't know. Would he be? Is he one of those type of guys that just has a completely different face for every situation, or would he be sexually aggressive towards just any woman who came in the Lyft? Like, would he try to fuck his Lyft? People trying to get a Lyft ride.
You know, if I had to put money on it, I'd say he's probably blowed a few backs out of people that enrolled in his list. The
What?
best case scenario, the third option, is that Jesus comes down from heaven.
I don't think that is the case. I do not think that would be. So many people, so many innocent people will burn in hell. I don't think that's the best case scenario.
That would be hilarious. Dude. But would it really be hilarious while I'm burning in hell? I don't think so.
For an eternity.
You know how there's like a limit on how much of a there's like limits on how much time you can really get. Like the limit itself is a life sentence, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you ain't gonna be in jail for more than 100 years. That's just not happening. But if you don't believe in God, you can burn in hell for the rest of longer than time exists.
Yeah, seemed like a pretty bad deal. I sinned for 70 years, let's say, and I have to spend eternity in hell.
That's not like even if it was 700 years, when they say 10 times your life, right? Let's say you live in 50 years. Okay, you have to go to hell for 500 years. That would be so much more reasonable than what God supposedly proposes.
But God is a forgiving God. So
that's the craziest part of it all.
I could do 2 eternities. Hell, that stuff you did with your second wife, 3 eternities maybe. I'm just doing 1 eternity.